on WGIL.
Well, good morning. 8:14, 4 above in downtown Galesburg. Galesburg's Morning News. Tyler Gum, Jay Redfern, Cameron Line. And today we are talking with Adam Sini, director of the Galesburg Area Vocational Center at Galesburg Junior Senior High School, along with 4 of his students enrolled at the GAVC programs, here to share what the center offers, how it's preparing students for careers, and why it's a great option for high schoolers in the area. So, of course, Adam, Mr. Sini, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
And then, of course, we have, from my right to left, we have Mackenzie Goff. And you're Monmouth Roseville, correct?
I go to Williamsfield.
Williamsfield, that's right. I need to read ahead. Williamsfield, what year are you?
2027.
2027, okay. And then to your right, Araceli, how'd I do? I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you from? What year are you?
Monmouth, and I'm a junior.
Monmouth Roseville, and you're a junior. Okay, and that takes us over to Elon. Elon, I'm never going to get it. Elon, you're from Galesburg. What year are you?
2027.
Okay, and then to your right is Caleb. Caleb, where are you from?
Galesburg.
And what year are you?
2026.
Okay, and so, well, Adam, back to you. Let's start with the basics. Can you kind of give us the big picture? You know, how did the first semester go, the current school year at the GAVC, and what's happening as we go into the second semester?
We're rocking and rolling. We've been back for a couple weeks, even though we've been interrupted by some snow and a couple cold days. But no, we're back at it. First semester was really good. One of the highlights I kind of want to hit on a little bit is we had we expanded, as we've talked about before, we expanded our health occupations offerings this year in terms of the number of students we get through. We had 40 students through first semester. All 40 of them passed their final exam to be able to test for the CNA, and I just had a conversation with my instructor yesterday, we're projected to be at about a 95% pass rate on that. Wow. That CNA exam. So they gauge that based on first time. So it doesn't necessarily mean that people aren't going to pass it the second or third time, but in terms of the 95% means the number of students that'll pass it on their first time around. So
is that the best you've seen? So far?
That is kind of par for the course, which is
really?
Yeah, which is really, I mean, she does a really good job of preparing them, and between the classroom work and the lab portion and then what they do at clinicals. I would say they're extremely prepared to take that exam. So really exciting for us as a center, but it's also exciting for each of those students and for the healthcare industry in general that we're trying to churn out as many as we can. They have the license, but they're all, I can say confidently that all 40 of those students that were in there for the first semester are going to make excellent healthcare workers no matter which line of healthcare they go into.
I'd let them take my temperature.
I mean, it's funny that you say that because it's that's one of the things we stress, especially in that program. Like, we want, these are going to be the people taking care of us, our family members, or whatever, and we're really adamant about that. Like, we want to make sure that you're prepared to be able to do that, and not just in that program, but in a lot of our programs.
Well, and kind of like what you alluded to, and you kind of mentioned the job shadowing, some of the work-based learning, key parts of the GAVC. Talk about those opportunities and how the real-world experience kind of pans out.
Yeah, so we have really expanded those opportunities for a lot of our students. Building trades, which you'll hear about in a little bit, they work with Habitat, and they did so for most of the first semester. Our automotive kids, Elin being one of them, has been out to 3 separate automotive locations at various times throughout the course of the year to do internship and job shadowing opportunities. Our early childhood education program, they're spread out in probably 3 or 4 different schools now, between Bright Futures, the elementary, a couple of the elementary schools, and then Lombard. So our students are getting some internship, some observation hours there. I know I'm going to forget. CNC has been to Pegasus and to Heat and Control. We're getting ready to start at Heat and Control. So we're really trying to make sure that our students understand that what they're doing in the classroom is going to parlay very well for them no matter what industry they go in. And so when they can make that connection that what they're doing here with us is going to effectively prepare them for what they're going to do, it makes that transition a whole lot smoother.
Yeah. And you mentioned CTE, that legislative day coming up. What's the goal there?
So, you've probably undoubtedly, when I've been in here, I've talked about funding before and increased funding for career and technical education. And so Illinois Association for Career and Technical Education every year sets up a legislative day to take place typically in March down at the Capitol. And our big goal at that is for several different career centers and high schools to bring students to that just to show legislators what we're doing. We can sit here and talk about it all we want. And I think you're going to hear some really cool experiences today from these kids, but it makes it hits home a whole lot more when you're in a center or when you're interacting with students and they're able to show you what they're doing. Like, we can talk about it all we want, but when you see them and you see the hands-on opportunities and the industry relevant equipment and skills that they're getting, it makes it look it hits home a whole lot differently. So that's really what that day is designed to do.
Okay. Well, let's hear from the students themselves. So, Mackenzie, we're going to start with you, and you're really going to have to eat into that mic because it doesn't pick it up. So, okay, you're from Williamsfield, studying culinary.
Yes.
Well, anyway, all of you guys, once friends and family members found out what you were studying, do they hit you up for stuff all the time?
All the time.
You want to come take a look at my truck? First of all, what's your favorite thing to make?
I really can't pick a favorite. They ask all the time, but I'm going to say yesterday we made some Marry Me chicken. No ring yet, but it was really good.
Well, we found out, what was it, yesterday, that cheesy potatoes are actually called funeral potatoes, so I've been eating them wrong this whole time. But okay, what's your least favorite thing to make?
Fish. Fish is no good. No good for me.
No fish? Okay.
No.
Okay, well, so why did you choose culinary at the GABC?
Originally, me and my friend chose culinary because we had a big open schedule and thought maybe we could meet some new people, maybe eat some food. But it's really become more of a better experience than just eating the food.
Yeah. What all do you like about it, just in addition to that?
Well, every day we go in and we have an amazing teacher and we work in like a commercial style kitchen. And every day we make something. Right now we're in our potatoes unit, it's got to be my favorite. And so we just go in, we have a new recipe, we try new techniques, and I just think it's really like all the learning we do is so fun.
What would you say to a student who may be thinking about enrolling in the culinary program?
Do it. You meet so many people. Like, in our class, there's like 3 kids who go to Galesburg, a couple people from Monmouth, Knoxville, and it's like I have this new group of big friends that we all get to come together and cook every day. And you bond the best over food, so.
And so what's next?
For me, I don't really know yet. I want to move. I think he'd destroy me. He's so bad.
He'd destroy me.
Maybe education, like elementary education. Looking into the other GABC program, the early childhood education. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of early childhood education, that'll brings us over to Araceli. So, Araceli, am I butchering it still?
It's okay.
She just laughs at me. Most females do. But okay, you're in 2 programs. You've got health occupations and early childhood education. So what drew you to those?
Well, I like helping people and taking care of people, so I just was kind of stuck between going into the medical field or going into teaching.
Uh-huh.
But
plus, you hate free time. What's been the most rewarding part so far?
Honestly, with the early childhood education, bonding with my class and just like seeing them in the morning and they come running to me, and it's just a good experience.
Oh, yeah. So once again, what would you say? Someone might think about entering one of the 2 programs. What would you say to them?
Do it. Just do it.
So, okay, and what do you're looking in the crystal ball. What do you see in your future?
Honestly, I'm leaning more towards teaching.
Yeah?
I love it.
Do you have a specific age range that you're kind of thinking about, or area maybe you're thinking about?
EL preschool.
Preschool?
Mm.
Kind of stick around this kind of general area? Okay. All right, well, moving over to Elin. So you're in automotive.
Yes.
1 and 2. What's that like?
It's a good experience. Everything's mostly hands-on, except for like a small portion in the morning we do lessons in the classroom. And then Auto 1 was more like the basics and like oil changes and just like checkovers and inspections. Auto 2, like he said earlier, we do the job shadowing where we go to Dave's Auto Body, we go out to Yim, and then Toyota Coons. And I think out of my favorite out of the three is definitely Dave's.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's a pretty common theme that we hear. But I mean, are you looking for like auto body type? You want to be more mechanicals type stuff?
I'm starting to like Auto Body more.
Yeah.
More and more
What
every
do you-
time we go to Dave's.
What do you drive right now?
Ford F-150,
Okay. All right.
It's
What
the
year?
only thing to drive.
2011.
Well, I was hoping for like an '85 Civic. That's why you're an automotive. You have to work on it. You know.
I mean, he knows.
That's right.
So what do you want? Dream job? What do you see in the future?
It's definitely something in the trades area. I don't know if I 100% want to do automotive. I'm looking at construction too,
Yeah.
but somewhere around that realm.
And if you had to kind of talk somebody into joining the program, what would you say to them?
Definitely do it. It's a good experience. Definitely a good experience. You learn a lot.
Well, I mean, you do learn a lot in driver's ed, but I mean, hands-on stuff.
Hands-on is definitely-
You can read about changing a tire all you want, but
Until you actually do it.
Right. Well, okay, Caleb, we're going to move over to you. Okay, you're from Galesburg. What year are you?
Senior. I'm at 2026.
Okay, and so you're also automotive 1 and 2. What's the program been like for you?
I took automotive 1 and 2 last year. I'm
Okay.
in building trades this year,
Oh, I see. Okay.
but automotive 1 and 2 was great. I feel like it opened a lot of experiences, and I thought
Yeah.
it was great.
What's what's kind of been the experience like? I mean, what's your favorite part of it?
Just like working hands on.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I get bored sitting around, like doing like book work, and I feel like that helped me a lot.
And so with building trades, I mean, do you feel like you've maybe generated some more skills that you didn't really know you needed?
Yeah, for sure. Like just stuff around the house, like easy work. Now it seems
Right.
like. And
Right. You got a dream job in mind?
I would like to run my own company.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay, like a contractor or something like that?
Yeah. Like I'm not for sure what yet, but I want to do my own company.
Okay. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Seahawks.
Yeah, probably the Seahawks.
Should have
Mr.
been the
Cini, who do
Bears.
you think?
I mean, the Bears are out of it, so is there a point of watching it?
Well, I don't have much else. I'm going to go back. Caleb, we're going to go with you. All right, you're in town. You're with your buddies. What's your lunch spot?
That's hard. I feel like El Ranch is great, and then you got Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cherry Street.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many good options.
I need one. Where you going? Your go-to lunch spot. You and 3 of your friends.
Probably Buffalo Wild Wings.
B-dubs. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Elon, same question.
Culver's.
Culver's?
Culver's.
Okay. What's your go-to order?
I don't know. I don't go to Culver's a lot, but I just recently started going to Culver's, and
Yeah, I could live off the cheese curds.
yeah, their cheese curds are good.
Araceli, how about you? You're in Monmouth, though.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you eating in Monmouth?
Ooh.
You got a
D-
go-to lunch spot?
DQ.
DQ? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not too bad. Kenzie, same question.
I gotta plug the work, Culver's.
You work at Culver's?
I do, yes.
And you didn't bring any
Not
concrete
today,
things?
yeah.
No ice cream, no nothing. Okay. Well, I guess we'll bring you back sometime. But anything else, Mr. Cini, we need to add about GABC? Anything looking ahead?
No, I think they. I appreciate these 4 coming in. I think hopefully them talking about their experiences and what they do. That people probably don't like to listen to me a whole lot, and being able to hear them talk about what they do. You heard like, hey, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I'm glad I jumped into this program. And I think a lot of our students, we have a lot of students that are just like that really maybe don't know what they're getting into, and or just think it sounds interesting, and they come in and they end up loving it. So. Again, we're gonna our numbers continue to grow. Our programs continue to provide students with skills and experiences that they may not normally get in their home high school. So again, thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for the opportunity, and yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to you guys. We will go ahead and take a real quick break. We got to check news headlines, and we'll be back with more at Galesburg's Morning News.
Knox College hosts Cornell West and Robert P. George to model civil disagreement in divided times.